People right now are in this huge panic mode because we are entering the middle of a recession and they don't know how to manage their money. And things are looking worse than what happened back in 2008. So what we're gonna be going over during this video are exactly the steps that you can be taking to get as wealthy as possible in the middle of a recession. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Sebastian. I own Guerra Financial Group. It's a wealth management firm that currently manages about $800 million of assets under advisement. This channel has actually nothing to do with how to get rich quick. It has everything to do on how to manage and build wealth over time. So let's jump right in. So if you go back and you think about 2008, many people were practically declaring bankruptcy. Over 20% of the population were at the brink of declaring bankruptcy, and about 10% of the population actually did. And the reason this was all happening was because many people were buying more real estate than what they could really afford. And eventually, when these adjustable rate mortgages started going up, people were not able to afford those payments and people stopped paying for these mortgages. And that eventually drove the stock market and the real estate market down. So now the question is, how do we take advantage of it now in 2023 when it comes to our money? And so what's eventually going to happen in 2023, which is already happening across the country, is much of real estate is actually taking a very large dive when it comes to the value of real estate. And you're right now seeing prices going down by 20 and even 30% in certain places around the country. And then there's other areas where the hits have not been as large. And so what we have to start looking at is what are the areas of opportunities when it comes to real estate specifically that we can now be taking advantage of. Now, one piece of advice that I can give you is because interest rates have gone up so much over the last 12 months and real estate prices are slowly starting to go down, and in addition to that, properties are actually staying on the market a lot longer, it's actually a very good time to do with something called disrespectful offers. Let's say that you wanted to go and buy a property that's called it $1 million. Well, don't feel bad if you come in and you only offer $750,000. Now, it doesn't mean that you're gonna actually buy it for that price, but don't feel bad about doing it. You know, back at the beginning of 2022, people were listing a property for $1 million and they were getting 4 offers of $1 million, all in a 24-hour period. Now things are changing. Now buyers are the ones in control. So if you have the cash, if you have the funds, you can take advantage of putting in disrespectful offers and potentially getting yourself an amazing deal of maybe a person that's looking to offload a property, but they're not getting enough offers. Another thing you can take advantage of in the area of real estate, because interest rates have gone up so much over the last 12, 24 months, you can take advantage of something called private lending. There are many people out there that are looking to buy properties that are maybe listed at $500,000, and maybe they don't have the credit or they don't have large enough down payment to go and buy the property. So what you can do is you can actually come in as what's called a private lender, which pretty much just means you are lending money to an individual to help them buy the property. Before, they were getting interest rates of 8, 9, maybe 10%. But now, because interest rates have gone up, you can charge upwards of 15, 16, 17% in interest for lending money out to people to go and buy real estate. Now, the concern that people are having is if you go grab, say, $200,000 and now you go lend it to an individual as a private loan, and for whatever reason, that individual doesn't pay you back that interest rate on a monthly basis, then you have the legal right to go in and foreclose on the property the same way that a bank would do. So right now what's happening is that interest rates for these private loans have drastically gone up, and so people that have money sitting in the bank can take advantage of private lending for real estate specifically. Now, when it comes to the stock market's probably one of the easiest things to calculate when it comes to recessions, and here's the reason why. If you go back and you look at the last 20-something years, there's only been 1 year where the stock market has dropped more than 20%, and that was back in 2008 when the S&P 500 dropped 38%. And now 2022, you saw the stock market finish over 20% down. Now, we know that statistically, whenever the stock market is down 20%, there's a 90% chance that the following calendar year, the stock market actually recovers everything that it lost in the previous year. Now, obviously, every single year is very, very different. Now, that doesn't mean that this is a guarantee that that's gonna happen, but these are pure statistics. So that means that I can go in and I can buy companies that are down 20, 30, 40% down, and if I'm buying at these price points, now, yes, there might be some possibility that there's a lot of volatility over the next couple months, but I know that 12, 24, 36 months later, I'm gonna come out of this with maybe 20, 30, 40% returns on my money if I have the money to take advantage of this right now. Now, there's a lot more that goes into this, as you can imagine. I think that there's so many people out there that just, they watch videos on YouTube, they see information online, and I wanna make sure that you're not grabbing this information and you just make an instantaneous decision just literally off of a 5 or 10 minute video. I think think what we got to be doing is we want to make sure that we're seeking out advice from professionals that do this every single day. And that's where real estate agents come in, that's where consultants come in, that's where financial advisors come in. And so if you want to get a free 90-minute review on everything that has to do with your real estate and your investment portfolio, you can actually click on the link below in the description. You can book a 90-minute session with one of our wealth strategists, and they can walk you through exactly what's the strategy that you're going to be using in 2023. This is completely free. We don't charge anything for this, but if you want to take advantage of it, just click on the link below.